In 2025, the number of billionaires has reached 3,100. Billionaires see the world in a way that most people can't even imagine. Their beliefs and habits often go against what most of us think is normal. So let's look at 15 secrets that only billionaires understand. The 13th secret might shock you the most. The first secret. Becoming a billionaire means giving up full ownership of your company. Jeff Bezos only holds about 12% of Amazon. Elon Musk has just over 13% of Tesla, and Warren Buffett owns less than 20% of Berkshire Hathaway. Even the richest people don't fully own their companies. Many business owners refuse to sell shares because they want full control, but this mindset slows them down. Holding on too tightly to ownership can stop them from growing faster. Here's the truth. Owning a small piece of a billion-dollar company is far better than owning every bit of a tiny business. Wealth grows when you allow others to invest and help expand your vision. The second secret. Property can make you rich, but businesses make you super rich. Wealthy people often joke that real estate is the easiest way to get rich, but not the best way to build extreme wealth. Owning properties can turn you into a millionaire, even if you don't have advanced business skills. If you talk to a millionaire, they'll likely say that around 70% of their wealth comes from real estate investments. But for billionaires, more than 70% of their fortune usually comes from owning companies and investing in businesses. The smartest way to grow your wealth is to start a business, scale it up, sell part of it, and then invest in other companies and repeat the cycle. The third secret. The rich don't spend their own money to get richer. If you want to make $1 million, you can work hard and save. High-paying jobs like doctors, lawyers, and software engineers can get there with time. But becoming a billionaire is a completely different game. The real secret is to use other people's money to grow. Here's the strategy billionaires use to build massive wealth. Step 1. Find the first investors. The journey starts with an idea. They pitch this idea to potential investors, family, friends, wealthy individuals, or even banks. Let's say they convince investors to put in $100,000 in exchange for 20% ownership. That means the company is now valued at $500,000. The founder still owns 80%, which is worth $400,000. Step 2. Grow the business and prove it works. The startup begins making money. They hire a small team, refine their product or service, and bring in their first paying customers. Let's say their company now generates $1 million per year in steady revenue. At this stage, the business has proven it can work, which makes it more attractive to bigger investors. Step 3. Raise more money at a higher valuation. Now that the company has a steady stream of revenue, the larger investors are interested. The founder raises more money, this time selling 20% of the company at a $10 million valuation. That means they receive $2 million in funding, and their remaining 60% ownership is now worth $6 million. Step 4. Scale up again with even bigger investors. The company keeps growing, attracting even larger investors. This time, they raise funds at a $100 million valuation. They sell another 20% of the company, bringing in $20 million in cash. The founder now owns 40%, which is worth $40 million. Step 5. Use investor money to fuel massive growth. With $20 million in funding, they expand aggressively, building better products, hiring top talent, and increasing sales. As a result, revenue skyrockets. Within a few years, the company is big enough to go public. Step 6. They launch an IPO, selling 10% of the company to the public. Now, the company is worth $10 billion, and they and their investors are officially billionaires. Throughout the entire process, they never spent their own money. Instead, they kept raising funds, using investor money to expand and increasing the company's value. If this sounds too good to be true, this is exactly how companies like Uber, Airbnb, and SpaceX became billion-dollar giants. The secret is leveraging outside money to build something bigger than one person could alone. The fourth secret. Every business follows a simple rule. Buy something for less, sell it for more. The only difference is how big the game is. Some rich people make money by trading goods like oil, gold, or food. Others earn by handling the delivery of these goods, making sure they pay less for transport than what customers are willing to pay them. Some play with financial risks and loans, while media companies sell people's attention to advertisers. The trick is to buy at a lower price, sell at a higher price, and repeat the process to make more money. When you realize that every business works this way, your mindset changes. If you want to build wealth, you need to focus on two things. Number one, your profit margin. And number two, how many sales you make. Some companies, like online stores, make very little profit on each item but sell millions of them. Others, like luxury car makers, sell fewer items but make a huge profit on each sale. A business expands in three ways. Number one, by raising prices while selling the same amount. Many artists do this when they get famous. Number two, by keeping prices the same but selling to more customers, like when fast food brands open more restaurants. Number three, by increasing both the price and the number of sales. This is how luxury brands grow. The secret that the ultra-rich understand is that when your business grows big enough, you can demand lower prices when buying. The real profit isn't made when you sell, it's made when you buy at the lowest possible price. That's why billionaires focus on getting the best deals before they even start selling. The fifth secret. Rich people use art as a smart way to store their wealth because it's easy to move. When you have a lot of money, most of it isn't sitting in cash. It's tied up in things like companies, real estate, and investments that aren't easy to sell quickly. Holding on to cash isn't a good idea for the ultra-wealthy because inflation makes money lose value over time, sometimes 5% to 10% per year. So they invest in expensive paintings and sculptures. Some rent them to museums to earn money. Others store them safely and use them to trade or as leverage in deals. Moving $500 million worth of art is far easier than transporting the same amount in gold or real estate. Art is light, valuable, and can be shipped anywhere with ease. Most people don't know that top-tier art can be one of the best investments, often growing in value over time. That's why rare artwork is known as a billionaire's asset. It's valuable, easy to move, and always in demand. The sixth secret. Investing in stocks won't make you a billionaire. Stocks can be a great way to build wealth, but they work best if you have decades to wait and a big initial investment. People often hear stories about how investing small amounts regularly, like $5 a day, can turn into $1 million over a lifetime. This advice was popular in the 80s and 90s. Sure, mathematically it might work, but the economy has changed. Costs are rising, and markets don't behave the same way they used to. These calculations paint a nice picture, but they don't consider the full reality of inflation and changing financial landscapes. In 1970, a family could buy a house in Los Angeles for about $25,000. Today, that same house could easily be worth over $1.5 million. It didn't change, it didn't get any fancier, but the price skyrocketed. The house didn't suddenly add more rooms or modern technology. It just sat there while its price went up. If you spend 40 years saving small amounts, you might hit $1 million. But by then, that money won't go as far as you expected. The seventh secret. A new billionaire helps others become billionaires too. Think about the idea of using other people's money to build wealth. Every time someone reaches billionaire status, they bring others along, the people who trusted them and invested early. Take the story of Jeff Bezos' parents. In the early 90s, they invested about $250,000 in Amazon when it was just an idea. That small investment turned into billions of dollars as Amazon grew. A similar thing happened with SoftBank. They bet big on Alibaba when it was just a small e-commerce company in China. That early investment of $20 million later turned into over $100 billion. These kinds of success stories aren't rare. They happen in every major tech hub from Silicon Valley to Singapore. First, build your wealth. Then, invest in the right people and ideas, because one of them might just be the next Amazon or Tesla. The eighth secret. Billionaires don't keep much cash. Many people believe billionaires have piles of cash sitting in their bank accounts. They imagine them living like a movie villain, sitting in a room stacked with gold bars and dollar bills. But the truth is, most billionaires don't have $1 billion in cash. Their wealth is tied up in business shares, real estate, and other assets. Their money is mostly locked up in investments. If they need cash, they don't sell their stocks or companies. Instead, they go to the bank, prove they own valuable assets, and get huge loans at very low interest rates. The bank gives them money, and they use it to buy even more properties, businesses, or stocks. When a billionaire like Jeff Bezos or Mark Zuckerberg needs money, they don't sell their company shares. Instead, they borrow from banks using their stock as collateral, just like someone taking out a mortgage. The smart part, loans aren't taxed, so instead of selling and paying taxes, they borrow and keep growing their wealth. The ninth secret. Smart investors grow rich during tough times. The wealthy see opportunities when others see problems. The average person thinks about surviving the next week or month. The wealthy plan for years, while billionaires think in decades. Instead of rushing into bad deals, the richest people stay patient, keeping their money ready for the right moment. They don't panic about small losses today because they know a major financial crisis can bring huge opportunities. When the economy crashes, billionaires see it as the ultimate clearance sale. Expensive businesses, stocks, and properties suddenly become cheap, and that's when they buy. They don't waste time worrying about daily ups and downs in the market. Instead, they wait for the perfect moment, making just a few big moves every 10 years that change everything. The 10th secret. Billionaires don't do it alone. They have experts guiding them. No billionaire builds their empire completely by themselves, even if it seems that way. To grow a massive business, you can't waste energy on every small detail. You need a strong team handling the risks and responsibilities. They hire top financial experts to protect their money and reduce tax burdens. They work with the best lawyers to make sure their companies follow the law and avoid costly lawsuits. Billionaires don't run everything themselves. They hire skilled CEOs and executives to expand their businesses. Success at the highest level means trusting advisors, strategists, and specialists who know more about certain areas than they do. They surround themselves with consultants who understand market shifts and help them make the right moves at the right time. Many of them also have personal advisors, known as executive coaches, who help them sharpen their leadership and decision-making skills. These coaches don't come cheap. Some earn millions per year just for guiding top executives. Their job is to help billionaires stay mentally sharp and make high-stakes decisions, just like a sports coach helps an athlete prepare for a championship match. The 11th secret. The biggest money isn't made by selling to regular people, it's made by selling to businesses. Most people think companies make their fortune by selling to everyday customers, but that's not where the real money is. Take Microsoft, for example. Many know it for Windows or Xbox, but the real goldmine is its cloud service Azure, which makes billions every year. Many of the apps and websites you use every day rely on cloud computing from massive tech firms, instead of running their own servers. Businesses don't hesitate to pay big money for services that help them run smoothly, especially if it saves them time or effort. Ever noticed how Zoom is free for casual users, but charges companies a monthly fee per employee? That's because businesses are willing to pay for reliability and extra features. A small company with 50 employees using a paid tool at $20 per person per month is giving that business $12,000 every year, without even thinking about it. This is why companies like Salesforce and Oracle make billions. They don't rely on one-time purchases. They build systems businesses can't live without. The biggest mistake many entrepreneurs make is chasing individual sales instead of targeting businesses that can pay them regularly. Selling a $50 product to 1,000 people is hard, but selling a $5,000 subscription to just 10 companies can make you the same money with way less effort. If you shift your focus from selling to individuals to selling to businesses, you can multiply your income without working harder. The 12th secret. Billionaires don't always begin from zero. Let's be real. Becoming super rich takes hard work, but many billionaires had a head start. While they did put in effort, most of them didn't start with empty pockets or no connections. Many had wealthy families, great schools, and a backup plan if things went wrong, meaning they could take big risks without losing everything. Elon Musk's father was a millionaire who made money in real estate and mining, giving Elon financial security as a young man. Jeff Bezos got a $250,000 investment from his parents to help launch Amazon, money that most people don't have access to. Bill Gates' mother was well connected in the business world, which helped Microsoft secure major deals early on. Most people take decades to build a few $1 million in wealth, while some billionaires got there faster with help. If you don't have to stress about rent, food, or basic needs, you can focus on bigger goals. That's a huge advantage. Their success is impressive, but if you have internet access, online resources, and the ability to learn, you're already ahead of billions of people in the world. The real bottom is the billions of people who don't even have electricity or clean water, let alone a phone or the internet. The 13th secret. The hidden cost of cheap goods is human suffering, and nobody talks about it. Almost every gadget you own, your phone, laptop, electric car, and even your home appliances, relies on a crucial metal, the cobalt. In official reports, big tech companies claim that industrial cobalt mines are run by machines, but the reality on the ground is very different. In some mines, workers make less than $2 a day for backbreaking labor under dangerous conditions. People in wealthy countries enjoy the latest technology without ever thinking about where it comes from or who suffers to make it. The fashion industry is just as guilty. Many of the clothes people wear come from cotton fields where people work for almost nothing. Fast fashion brands can sell trendy clothes at ridiculously low prices because they don't pay fair wages to workers. But most people don't think about that. As long as they get a bargain, they don't ask questions. The 14th secret. Extreme wealth demands extreme obsession. Here's something most people don't understand. Becoming ultra-rich isn't just about working hard. It's about dedicating your entire life to making money, often at the expense of everything else. Your family takes a back seat, your friendships fade, and your entire schedule revolves around winning. You're constantly moving, competing, and pushing harder than everyone else. The pressure never stops. Your mind races at night, and the stress you carry is beyond what most people could handle. These people think differently. They don't see life as something to enjoy. They see it as a puzzle to solve, a system to dominate. If you want something badly enough, life might give it to you. But only if you are willing to chase it relentlessly, without distractions, for decades. Most people simply aren't wired for this level of commitment, and that's why only a few ever reach the top. The 15th secret. The ultra-rich master two things: decisions and influence. Top business leaders don't spend their day doing busy work. Their main focus is making a few important choices that will have massive results. Your success depends on how often you make the right call. The more high-stakes decisions you get right, the richer you become. Take Warren Buffett, for example. He's not successful because he works long hours. He's successful because he knows exactly when to invest and when to hold back. As you move up, the cost of a wrong decision increases. Every choice can be worth millions, or cost you just as much. In the beginning, the most important skill isn't even decision-making. It's getting people to believe in you. That means mastering sales, storytelling, and confidence. You have to convince talented people to work with you, customers to buy from you, and investors to bet on your vision. If you can't persuade others, you'll struggle to grow. Even if you don't have all the skills, it doesn't matter. If you're great at persuasion, you can attract people who do and make them part of your journey. No matter how successful you become, you'll always need to influence someone, whether it's a business partner, an investor, or even the public. These two abilities, decision-making and influence, separate billionaires from everyone else. Master them, and you'll unlock levels most people never reach. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads.